The following may include subject matters of war, violence, loss, and adult themes which may not be appropriate for all audiences. Viewer discretion advised. Previously on Darkeport. Episode 41, You Can Never Go Home Again. Earlier on the eve, Titus has a vision of the first of the holy warriors on Terra, guiding him to reclaim more of his chosen abilities. This hulking man from another era is named Wex, and in the vision, he takes Titus on a grueling mountainous run. Pushing past his limits, the young lord finds his ability to slow time down around him now replenishes far faster than before. Aboard the salvaged vessel, Marcus's assailant is revealed, Khalid. Marcus survives this second assassination attempt upon him, learning that Khalid is actually a part of an enforcement arm of the Church of Light called Gladius Lux. Despite Khalid's best attempts to take his own life, Wace's abilities force some measure of information from him. In the end, the simple adage of each decides his own life prevails, and Wasted swiftly dispatches the turncoat. Making landfall upon Juramentum's nearly deserted docks, the fellowship immediately sees that all is not well. They soon learn that Lady Livia, Titus's twin sister, was recently kidnapped by the ruler of the neighboring city of Zahar. Wonder of wonders, Lady Lucretia Vale was in hot pursuit. Marcus goes to rally Juramentum's people, bolstering its morale. In so doing, he knowingly reveals himself as a chosen cleric of the goddess of truth. Nilishly returns to Aurelius's field, the place where she was born. There she encounters an elderly woman named Maria, as well as the Lepidus terrier Landis, that she nearly destroyed when she first rose from the earth as a newborn. However, the divine construct is a far deeper being than when she was first awoke. By the end of the interaction, Maria has invited Nilishly to tea and will seek out the descendants of the family that used to tend to the sacred field. Titus sees to his young ward Jerem's safety, then brings them both to Julius's watch, the tower upon which the party successfully defended the city after a brutal battle against the Utini. He asks the goddess of truth, Tuea, to send him a sign. Just as he finishes this prayer, he catches a glimpse of a returning fleet, a ragtag collection of rafts and fishing craft. Upon the single cutter that leads them is a proud, emerald-tressed figure staring intently towards Juramentum's walls.
Faraway friends, thank you so much for joining us once more. You have found yourself in Darkeport. Yay! Our second show in 2025 and the first show where everyone is back. Which I'm delighted to see successfully everyone here. So wonderful. Thank you all of our table friends for joining us. Want to give a shout out, of course, to our sister stream, Constructed Chaos. Yay! Corey just got back from
great folks, lovely time
playing a heck of a elven paladin. If I remember
what
correctly.
elf actually? Yeah, even on top of that, yeah.
And they were fighting a purple worm, as it were, with their incredible terrain.
Worm, an Alaskan bullworm.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm jealous now because he had like two segments of it. But anyway, thank you very much to Eldritch Foundry for continuing to be with us on this on our journey. Yeah. Making minis, doing the things. I'm actually cranking that back up for our Curse of Strahd game because there are some baddies that I need to assault and torment the players with on that.
Got an idea about a worm?
You can you can tell that person that you live with I said so. I'm out to get her and her little friends. And so we also, of course, have Miss Kate Glass, who is the founder of the incomparable Briarwick candles. And tonight was the first time that our own Tatiana had smelled justice.
Proper candlelighter is back.
Yes, the proper yes, thank the goddess. So we won't have.
We won't sing for 30 minutes.
You now have proficiency, since you have proficiency in candle lighting. You know.
I do actually. Just delighted.
And I
didn't catch.
For those of you who are able to, just they are located in California. They so far so good, but it's a wild time over there right now. So just send your good intent, hold space for their safe journey. And then Corey, that I believe you have a thing or two to say about the Shop of Many Things.
Yeah, Shop of Many Things. They were successful on their Kickstarter. You will soon see Sundice 2. This is going to be used as part of my new character and things to come, foreshadowing. They also have a lot of things like Tomb of Riddles and some 3D mapping stuff that you can print out and other digital tools and great little trinkets. So go check them out. All of our sponsors are in our YouTube description with the links there, and we appreciate it if you visit via that way.
Yes, all of them. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, great stuff.
And Tatiana Wasa cannot kill Corey's character for at least 2 sessions.
Spoiler alert!
Totally can.
There's a little thing that happens sometimes.
Bloodlust.
Okay, and
It's called what for?
our most valuable player for last session. Full disclosure, I had. Because we were confirming some stuff, and I already told Allie this, but I want to say this on stream. You, Ms. Allie, won overwhelmingly, and there were a lot of people voting this time. So you were a bit surprised, but I think you absolutely.
Congratulations. Huzzah.
And I want to add to that, in 40 years of GMing, you, Allie, surprised me more regularly than anyone, and I've had some brilliant people at my table. You surprised me more regularly than anyone else ever has. Oh. I did not, like in a visit to Aurelia's Field being an example of that. That is not what I was expecting. I had about 3 or 4 different possibilities in my head. Not that. So keep doing it. And that brings us to the lighting of the candle, eh?
Wow.
Yeah.
The candle of tales.
Got it.
That's how it works.
That's how it's done. I loosened it up for you.
Yeah, listen.
You're mighty companion there.
He oiled it up last
time.
time.
It for you. I want to linger a bit because I think it's important. So Marcus, you are in the midst of celebration. You have successfully, both through powerful roles and powerful words, have almost single-handedly restored the immediate morale of the city, at least as far as your not inconsiderable voice could carry. And in the midst of this celebration, you become aware of a heavy gaze on you.
Which direction?
As you turn, you see the dark eyes burning with the intelligence of the true engineer and mason of Merrick's longtime wife, Jasmine.
I'm gonna break myself away
Okay.
and start moving on towards her.
There's some unspoken understanding. The people around you, the Kithki around you and your family, for once, just let you go. And she lingers on the edge of that circle of, where's my claw? You've got me addicted to it, Justin. So you have kind of this circle around the healing hut with the little Kithki walkways that they so love, and she's standing just outside of it, almost like it's some sort of halfling version of a pomerium, like of some sort of sacred boundary around a city, but in this case around this event. And you walk out to her. Ave, Marcus.
Ave, Jasmine. How you doing? Stupid question, I'm sorry.
He's not coming home, is he?
He's not. He gave his life for me.
He told me.
A tree grew up. We planted a seed, and a tree was fully formed a day after.
No, a Colin fruit bush.
You're right.
I know. He told me. Marcus, I love you. I don't want to see you for a while.
I understand.
Vale.
I'll go back in.
Initially, you're there, I think for the first time in your life, sipping, ironically enough, jasmine tea. And your hostess, your aged hostess, reaches over and she points toward the north of the field. You were here when the Utini attacked last, and do you know how many fell that day and night, dear? Yes? Quite a few.
Aye.
There, if you look, this field, which was some of the most fertile ground in the city for growth, they felt in extremis that now, well, look, you can see the crude headstones. It's becoming a graveyard. Our cemetery within the walls was too small, and it seemed appropriate. She looks over at her still dozing husband of many winters. I have a favor to ask you. Please feel free to say no. I know you're very busy. There has been... My husband thinks that it's just because I'm so close to going on to the other side. But I know what I've been seeing out here. There's some kind of woman who comes from time to time, but she's not made of flesh and blood. And she drifts amongst these new graves. Could you talk to her and see if either she will leave, or if she cannot, then a way to make it not so... I don't like going over there anymore.
Does this woman not made of flesh and blood feel malevolent?
Not exactly, but completely otherworldly, and nothing that my frail bones can contend with, or maybe even interact with. Maybe I'm not explaining myself well. I hope it makes sense.
I understand that you're seeing something that you don't know how to make sense of. I also understand that being who I am and who my creatrix is, why you would come to me.
Yes.
When do you see this being?
So far, she has been coming on the ides of each moon, when there is no Lucida, and only Umbra is in the sky. I just know that I have to do something, someone has to do something about it before the end of the cycle, and before we get to the days of fugue. That would be bad.
Why do you say that?
Well, those are the darkest days, no? In the heart of winter, interregnum and fugue in particular, when the veil is thinnest. Something bad could happen if she is not, if it's not resolved by then.
Tell me again, where do you see her?
And she looks over and, hush, Landis, hush. The leftist terrier, and she trundles over through the fields. It takes her a while, but she shows you, and you see that it's mainly around Kithki graves, Kithki-sized graves that she's pointing out around here, and you can see that some of the Kithki have already planted collen fruit bushes here, which grow absolutely anywhere, as far as you've ever heard.
They grow anywhere?
Basically anywhere, and they're a sign of the absolute resilience of the Kithki people.
This woman that you see here, is she tall, like
Yes.
a human?
Yes, not quite so much as you, but much taller than I am. And there is a soft, I'm not a poet, daughter of the fields, but I think the word is a luminescence, a kind of glow, but it doesn't, it's like it's coming from inside of her. So, any road. Thank you.
I thank you for your hospitality. The tea was special.
Take some with you. I always make more than I can drink.
Do I have the cup with me?
No, but she's going to give you a little, like a little wooden cup with a cork stopper to take with you, so you can have some tea. Okay. And that's about the time that you probably start hearing some ruckus. Grip, you've been out in the courtyard for some time, and Wesa, you were last inside of the keep after you had determined to your satisfaction that there were no lingering enemies to greet you and your lord when you got home. You know that some of the staff got murdered by this man who abducted Livia, and Titus took his ward Jerem and left, presumably to go to Yulia's watch and make some kind of signal. And thank you. Thanks, Topes. So you're watching out that, and before we get to that, let's go and get your journal entry, baby.
Ah,
Yeah. I was like pins and needles.
well,
I was ready to just get those threads and start weaving, but yeah. No, this is good.
speaking of being in the courtyard, as you said, we've been there for some time.
Sometime now, yes. For all this other stuff that's been going on.
While he was just personally waiting for confirmation of what was happening or not.
Titus never. Important to note, Titus never came back.
Never came
out.
back.
I never came back out, but I did send out to let them know that they're welcome to stay.
Yeah, and
Yeah. But
so
I
I
don't
was
know when that
presuming at some point we would hear the commotion, we'd make our way over to Marcus. But during this time of reflection, he's looking around this city, looking at the keep specifically, and just kind of taking it all in and reflecting.
With this nervous, jittery crew that's oddly clinging to you.
It's very funny. Now looking back on it, it's very funny that they're like, so Grip, what do we do now?
Yeah. Even though they've had this horribly antagonistic relationship, some of them. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Reversals of fortune.
Juramentum. The dream of a visionary Zash and an invincible Vorn. Clawed from the maw of a ravenous mob of Utini in the battle of the Bloody Shore. If the stories are true, Most of the original settlers perished in that initial onslaught, and those few who survived to sire the sons and daughters who now so rejoice in the return of their lord were saved only by the timely arrival of Kithki, boldly led by a revered granny who had been called by the Magna Mater herself, so very far from the Shires. If I didn't trust my sister implicitly, I'd say it was unbelievable. Not only that patricians so esteemed by the old empire would dare to question the laws set down by greatest Carnifex, perhaps the greatest murderer in history, but that they would be rescued by the most unlikely people imaginable. And to make it even more absurd, the foundation stones of this impossible city were laid with the aid of a birch bark and collen fruit tar, a specialty of the Kuand tribe, commonly believed to be little more than savages by the powers that be. I would be a fool to deny the profundity of that act, or to recognize the echoes of that particular philosophy that still seem to promulgate to this day the words and deeds of the young Lord Vorn. He spoke truly on the island. His heritage is meaningless compared to the choice of those who wish to be led by it to something better. Yet such lofty idealism, admirable though it may be, is fickle, fragile, and fraught with peril. The openness, the willingness to make a place for all who choose it, has led, in the last moon alone, to the largest collective of chosen in the known nearly being stranded away on an island, the first emissary of the goddess of justice in centuries nearly being assassinated by a man believed to be a friend, and the Lady of Juramentum being taken from her greatest place of safety by one welcomed in peace and purporting to serve the god of love. Of course, it's just another religious fiction, a way to bind and blind the masses. Another guise of a teal sprouting up to laugh at the legacy of my grandsire. Why does it always come back to him in that bloody act? Regardless, Titus has lost his twin, a pain too terrible to name, and one I know too well. If it is within my power, I will see them reunited. And then we will see if this dream really is everything these people seem to believe.
Woo! My goodness. The alliteration, pageantry, the verbiage.
The deep lore there.
That's what I was actually.
Facility
That's
of
what I
it.
was going. I was like,
Really
oh,
good.
shit.
And a little behind the cloth. But found that out about an hour ago. You had to write that, buddy. Golly.
It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the
It's
plan.
all part of the master
Oh
plan.
my goodness. That was amazing.
Thanks, y'all. Yeah, so we've been kind of hanging out around, nervous shifting back and forth, pontificating on this place and the closeness of it. Like, there's something about being confined in a ship or in a small hut
Right.
with like a certain number of people, but the sprawling closeness comparatively of this city in his experience is completely foreign and a little off-putting. So he's just trying to like come to grips with that's part of the reason why he doesn't really want to venture out farther.
Very cool way to put it.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
But as it's clear that there's some sort of ruckus being generated, that Marcus is sort of gathering people, I think we'll see that there are people making their way over them, and
You at least hear it. Yeah.
I think we would get there in time to get to see the end of this, the culmination of this demonstration, of this declaration of the power of the goddess of justice in a way that is inspiring but also incredibly dangerous.
One would think. Instead, this happens.
Oh, huh, forget everything I just said.
You got back on the ship and you left.
See ya.
Nice.
Go off on a tangent. No. Scale it back. You actually had to go to the bathroom.
Make
You walked inside.
make a perception check.
God, that was great.
That's a natural 20.
Ooh.
Okay. For a total of 18 for you.
But hey, that's gotta count for something.
It's a nat 20. It's a nat 20. It's high, but it's high enough to see Captain Desumius's eyes widen, and you see Zoom. So you're like literally just chilling in the courtyard. Everything's quiet. Everything's fine. Desumius's eyes bug out. Zuma, his trusty companion, drops back a step. And there's you see a reflection in those eyes. In that split second, what would you like to do?
I'm going to attempt to make an insight check to determine his state of surprise. What is bugging him out so much?
Okay, go ahead and roll.
That's a total of 16. Wow.
Doing pretty well.
Not bad. That's not
Nice,
bad.
yeah, dude.
Okay. He's shocked at what he's seeing behind you. For whatever reason, has made no noise.
I'll just turn over my left side.
Okay. Over the draconic side. You see a thin, pasty, red-headed woman there in some sort of armor. She's right next to you. Well, hi. How are you doing?
Huh?
And she says, I mean, that's kind of what I thought looking at you too, but, and then she easily pirouettes away from you. She's bristling with daggers, and more daggers. Waisa, you can insert yourself into the scene at any time that you care to or not. Depends on what you think Waisa's doing inside there, inside the keep.
Who are you? What do you want?
Little old me. Well, I was hoping to see your lord in here, but I suppose he's gonna be busy, eh? You know, I do have to say you're a little bit harder to scope out than him.
How close am I?
I mean, you're inside the keep, but you at any point you could have glanced back out because you know that the crew and Grip are still sitting in the courtyard.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I'm looking at her.
Okay, so you're from where they're at. How far into the courtyard did you go?
You guys are pretty close to the door. Yeah.
Pretty close to the main.
Basically was walking and then we just scalped out.
To the door or to the main or to the court gate?
Just inside the gate. I think.
Just inside the gate. Okay, so you're like a good 200 feet away from her then.
Okay. Do I notice anything about her?
She is definitely not from around here. And y'all know how I have my my pet peeve about fantasy armor. She's wearing fantasy armor. So she has a bare midriff. She has like a soft six-pack. Her hair is kind of cut messily, where she just takes pieces of it and hacks it off when it gets in her way.
Heavy metal.
And then keeps going. And she's bristling with kind of unnecessary but really cool looking metal parts that have been inserted into the leather armor at various angles.
And she's alone.
And she's alone, as far as you can tell. Yeah, she's got some sort of small backpack on, but you notice, observant feet. You notice that she had she's dropped that like a ways back, so that it didn't betray her. She was creeping up on Grip and the rest of them.
You're not one of the citizens?
Of this old place? Are you kidding? I mean, well, I suppose with what are you? Because I was thinking you were here. I was thinking you were impure, but now that I'm getting a good gander at you, I can't fight. Skin's wrong.
You first.
Oh, I suppose you did ask. Yeah, that'd be fair. Well, I got business here, and I'm sure just as soon as he talks to me, that Lord Titus Metellus Glabrio Vorn, doesn't that just roll off the tongue? He's gonna be wanting to hear my business. I'm certain of it.
I'm gonna slowly approach quietly.
He's a good man. I've watched him for a while now. I've seen the decisions he makes, the way that people just kind of light up when he comes into a room. And it just, it just kind of, well, it's enough to, anyway, you're not young for me to go into any more explicit detail. Make a stealth roll.
18.
You smell different.
Okay. You get the feeling from the way that this woman is like light-footed, and there's a bit of a jittery energy to her as well, that she's not taken unawares very easily. But you can also, and with your hearing, you're catching most of this now. You're close enough. But you just see this. You don't need to make an insight check for this. You see this almost rapture starting to come over her face as she's talking about the glories of Titus Metellus Glabriophorn.
How old does she look?
Maybe right around 20, 19.
Like older women.
So
No grannies for you, man.
she says, so how about you, pumpkin? I mean, a green pumpkin? What's like a good green nickname, for these kinds of things?
What?
Oh, I like
He's confused.
I like it when they're a little dance. It's so much fun. It's so much more fun. I'm Megara, but most people don't bother with that sort of thing. They just call me Meg.
Meg. From Caria?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to be, what's that word? Oh, punctilious? I think that was it. Travel with the rogue wheel worker for a while. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that sort of thing anymore. I'm travel with a very learned man for a while, and I just kind of picked up these things. He wrote everything down. He's kind of obsessive about it. I never really could see the point much myself. I mean, who cares? Nobody cares about what's written down. It's all about what's going on between two people, right? Or more, if you're really lucky. But again, you're not young for that. So,
I love this character.
Welcome.
oh. Well,
Agara, huh?
Megara, and I'm just about as fast as a herd of turtles today. What can I do? Can I help you? You are just adorable.
Can I help you?
I mean, I doubt it, but unless you happen to know where
You're not from here.
Oh no, I'm not. No, ma'am.
What do you need?
Oh well, I need the attentions of a certain Lord Titus Metellus Glabriophorn.
Well, I am his advisor, so can you please state your business?
Oh, you are?
I am.
Lucky you. Aren't you in my... well, I've been saying that just... I don't know. It's just... Well, all right. Oh, wait. You just got me all off track. What do you need? Oh,
I need you to state your business.
Right. I just need to talk to him. He'll understand.
For what reason? I think you understand why I'd ask such a question.
Oh, I understand. There's so many people who are just, there are all sorts of flavors of chosen in Juramentum, but I know a lot of people don't really understand what an obsi is. So I don't know if you kind of know, if you're one of those exotic types or not. I have seen you around now that I'm thinking about it. I rarely forget a face. You were down at the docks a whole bunch, weren't you? Kind of organizing this little shindig up north, I believe.
How long have you been here?
In and out.
Long enough to have established profiles on all of you.
Well, yeah.
And are you...
I try not to brag, though. It's kind of unseemly, It's not very ladylike.
It doesn't seem like you really have to try.
Can I, get a sense of her, level of danger?
You can. Go ahead and make an insight roll.
She is Alpha of the Daggers, right?
Oh, yeah, all over it. She's bristling.
24.
Nice.
I want to know.
Okay. You find, with all of this energy, you find her kind of difficult to read. You do manage to pierce through the mania, but most people would not be able to. She moves like she doesn't have a care in the world. So she's either a fanatic or she's supremely confident of her abilities to defend herself, or both.
Okay. And dear, are you here alone?
Oh, I ain't ever alone.
Ooh.
With the Blood Sun as my guide, I am never outnumbered.
Do I know who that is?
You do not.
Yeah, that's right.
You do not.
The Blood Sun. How beautiful.
And let's see, your people, you kind of follow. It's a hard one. You almost got me. That'd be Tess Cotley.
Yes, golly.
Hey, Scotland.
You almost golly. For 100, Alex.
But I actually think if I'm remembering my other companions' kind of ramblings and such, hope no offense, but you folks, well, not the priestesses, of course, but, I found like the farther west I go, kind of the more like really kind of caught up on, kind of stand on ceremony sort of folks show up. You're more of like a Tolic girl yourself, aren't you? Just like personally.
Stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make a deception check as she tries to read you.
Smells the water in the air. I love it. Shock.
Got a 1.
Okay. Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. Drop, beat a sweat.
She says,
It spells the god's name.
no, even stone can have cracks, darling. So, I haven't been completely honest.
Really?
I know it's shocking on account of my friendly face, but actually, like I kind of implied earlier, I kind of do know where I'm just every time I say his name, I'm just not sure how much of it I'm supposed to say. I mean, Titus is way too familiar, but plus it doesn't give him his glory. But Lord Vorn is so distant and also kind of anywho. I know that remarkable man is over at that what's it called now? Yulia's watch. But I just kind of need a little entree, so he doesn't think that I'm weird or anything.
Well, darling, you haven't really given me much.
And surely someone who is as well informed as you is aware of the current state of affairs in this city and perhaps his unwillingness
Well, that's why I'm showing
to
up.
trust new faces.
That's why I'm showing up, you adorable green thing. Because these people, they just kind of vanished. Y'all just kind of up and went, and you were supposed to be back here a long time ago, and I had these thoughts in my head. As long as the blood sun didn't mind, I might have just purloined myself a little vessel and just kind of toodalooed on up to see where y'all were at. I have a pretty good idea of where you're at, but I've never been there before. Is there really an island out there, or you just kind of go out there and kind of go in circles for a while and then come back?
Anyway,
And she does laugh. She does laugh. So if you could just tell him that I'm here. Here, we'll make this real simple. Because I know y'all are really into things like freedom and liberty and stuff like that. So how about if you tell him that I have the inestimable pleasure of being the first priestess of the Blood Sun on the continent. And that I am wanting to bring the glory and the favor of that sun here to your Juramentum, where, as I understand it, all creeds and faiths are accepted.
I hope you understand from the state of Juramentum that I need to know what you carry.
I mean, jiggle, 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 jangle, jangle.
What's jangling?
All the daggers.
Knives.
She's got about 20 of them on her.
You could understand that I wouldn't really permit you near my lord at this time.
Oh, darling, he is a robust man. Believe me. So I'm sure that little me is I am kind of a threat around him, but he can handle himself. Besides,
Politeness doesn't go this far.
I'm not looking to kill him. I'm looking to have Congress with him.
Huh?
you go.
That kind of nonplussed. Like, what?
The blood son needs. He has needs. Darling, I have needs. All right, so it's like, I'm just telling you, this is the way that things are, you know. In a few more winters, it's all going to make sense to you. I promise you. So I guess I'm just going to march my tight little ass right on out of here and just camp wherever, you know, well, kind of where I normally do.
Which is where?
I got all kinds of places in this city. Y'all just really, it's a fascinating place. All right, so I'm just going to go on out and if you would just let them know, I'd be much obliged. Sound good?
I cannot make any promises to you.
Oh, I can't take no for an answer. But that's not a no, right? That's like a soft maybe.
I'm not here to permit some kind of manipulative tactic. You understand? I'm not foolish.
All too well. Well, I'm glad that we're coming to an understand with each other, advisor, yeah? Wesa. Means cat in Valperi, don't it?
You're really smart.
Yeah, I know a few things about a few things.
While they're going back and forth, he's just very sick of not understanding really what's happening and how potent her presence is and how she's just kind of toying with everyone. He's going to look through his mana eye.
At her?
At her.
Okay, she lights up like a friggin' Christmas tree.
Anything in particular? Is it all just the blades?
Her armor, her blades. There's a sash that she has woven in through the leather around her waist. She has some beads in her hair that light up. She's been a busy girl.
And all of those prizes, you would, of course, be willing to remove them if you were to be granted an audience.
Let's see, and I'll just start counting through all of the things that I'm seeing.
Oh, you naughty, naughty boy. You are peeping on me, aren't you? I see that glisten in your eye. Oof. How, I would say that's rude, but, you know.
How long have you been watching these people?
Well, that's why I'm not going to say it's rude, because I've been peeping on you, too. So I suppose fair is fair. But I ain't seen you much. You're a new addition. Gotta figure you out, but don't worry, I will.
So?
I know a little something about you now.
Well, all of that, of course, in the spirit of trust and goodwill.
I mean, I'm not going to be wearing all of this when I'm doing the Blood Son's will, that's for sure, of course.
Uh-huh.
Before that, any road.
Just to make sure we're on the same scroll.
I mean, I can't read, but, you know, go ahead. I understand what you're saying.
So Titus's beloved sister, who granted an audience to one seeking her favor, was taken from her place of greatest safety, her staff murdered.
I mean, just a few of them. Not like Darius kind of off the hull, but, you know, there's still plenty of them.
And you were watching this?
I mean, I might have seen a thing or two.
And what did you do?
That's for me to know, and perhaps Titus Metellus might have wanted to find out.
It seems like you didn't do anything but watch. And how do you think your suitor-to-be is going to react
I mean,
to that
kiddo,
information?
I do kind of like watching, if you haven't figured that out already.
Uh-huh.
Anywho, I will be seeing you around, I'm sure.
Where?
Oh, you know, here, there.
If you want me to create a meeting, I need to know where.
She looks up at the sky. I have a feeling that the rest of this day is just going to be kind of crazy. Would Hassan tomorrow work?
Where?
Docks.
Trying to send you a nonverbal message.
Can I hear it?
No.
Okay.
Through a look on your face, like,
Perhaps.
Then perhaps I'll be there. Y'all take care, Advisor Wasa. You cute green thing. I'll be seeing y'all down the road. And with that, she turns, bounds, and in a clear demonstration of superhuman strength, just gets to the top and hurdles the wall with just effortlessly one hand.
Yeah, right?
Make a history check, both of you.
It's not great. It's only 11.
11, 7, okay. Grip, you rifle through the different kinds of known chosen, and she did use a word, but you're not familiar with it. Okay.
Obviously.
Opsy, yeah. Player caught it. That's good, Donnie.
Yeah.
So, while all of this craziness is going on,
Hanging out.
you're hanging out, and long before they get to you, you begin to hear a clank, 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 and you see the redoubtable figure, unique in Juramentum, usually in the 1st century, but she stayed here to help the home defense because that more suited her fighting style and her talents, is Sergeant Feniola Deeperfern in the only set of articulated plate possibly in the entire world made for an absurdly muscular Kithki female. Her short descript is the powerful oak-skinned Kithki. And then behind her, coming up, limping along, so they're actually at the same speed. You see the still formidable figure, although albeit graying, of a massive bull-necked Lepidus Major, making his way up to you in her company. And as the two of them approach, Jerem is interested in this new thing, and he just starts looking around. Again, not acting like his 7 or 8 moons at all, but much older than that. And both of them, being older, Lepidus in particular, are panting by the time they get up to you. And without any other words, Donnie, they both drop down to a knee.
Yeah. I'll turn, look at them, and be like, rise.
Oh, yeah, Domini. And she says, "You made it back, me lord. Merciful mother." And more disciplined than most Kithki, still she comes up to you and non-verbally ask you to hug.
Yeah. I would hug her and be like, not all of us made it back.
Yeah. And who did not?
Centurion Milik.
Deep in the old power, that one. And still not enough.
He saved us. But everything comes with a cost.
Aye. Does Eve's wife know?
I believe that Marcus would have had some interaction with her, but I planned on seeing her after report.
We came as soon as we heard. Aye, my lord.
Thank you.
He bows, he kind of nods his head to you again. Domini, Lepidus Major, how do I best serve?
I apologize for setting you two with an impossible task, with an impossible group of men to defend this city, but at this time now, just relax.
They're coming here soon.
Aye.
And you can see off in the distance still, not more than pinpricks now, bigger than pinpricks. You can start to make people out, but still quite a distance away.
See, possibly make a better welcoming party to help the wounded, if there are any on the docks.
Aye. And Lepidus Major looks at you. Domini, the Lady Vale returned, if no one has informed you. some seven days back. The assault upon your revered sister, Lady Livia, happened 2 nights ago. And, 2 nights after that, 5 nights ago. And here we are now. I pray with everything that I have that those ships, and he squints, his eyes aren't as good as yours. He's kind of squinting. I don't know. You already know it's Vale.
Yeah.
I don't know yet, but I pray to the Lord of Light that your sister is on that ship.
We all pray to something, and I'm sure she is.
So we'll greet them then.
Aye.
It looks like he got woken up out of a dead sleep, and you can see rings of exhaustion under his eyes.
Yeah, that's why I'm not trying to be like harsh or anything of that nature. Just like understanding, clearly upset with the situation, but understanding that they couldn't have done anything.
Sergeant, she says, I Centurion, or is that Commandant now and Commander now? And they both kind of look at you, and Lepidus Major says, Domini, the lady, perhaps inappropriately, she gave me a promotion to Commander so that no one would challenge my authority while everyone else was gone.
I want to walk over while looking quite stern but kind of hard with holding a child in my hand, put my hand on his shoulder and just looking close and go, congratulations. I know it was well earned.
I'm not half the man that I was, but I'll do the best that I can.
That's why you're most the man that needs to have this job.
God's damn, it's good to have you back, lad.
It's good to see you two again. It's good to see this city again.
And finally, because he was so absorbed with you coming back, his eyes almost pulled inexorably down to your scabbard.
Things are going to change.
You're different. I see it in your face.
I believe we all are.
Sergeant, let's get down there. Aye. Okay. I'm gonna skip just a little bit of time.
Yeah, as they're going for that, I would be like, let them know, like, tell her to let her know, Jasmine, I want to come and speak to her. No appropriate set or anything like that. Not saying anything, but she goes back to that area.
That you want to speak with Jasmine.
Yeah, okay. And on not at the keep, nothing like that. Just let her know that Lord Vorn wants to come and see you. Will be coming to see you.
All right, so Marcus, I'm going to say you're still rocking the house. Nalishli, you'd probably be the next person finished with what you were doing. And make a perception check. Let me see if you catch the ships coming now.
Nat 20.
Yeah! Wow, second one tonight.
So 17.
I think you're right.
No.
Okay. No, it's not.
18.
It's 18. Yeah. See,
These wisdom checks are great.
You're just about finished. Whew, you're just about finished being with Maria and kind of receiving her words and such. And then you see this ragtag collection sailing up the Kogi to home. You see fishing ships, rafts, and there's one at the head of them is a single proud Macarian clipper with a that's actually having to slow itself down so that it doesn't leave the rest of them behind.
I see it on this side over here?
Yeah, because you're
Coming up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the riverside. That's the lakeside.
Yeah. And they're sailing up. Do you want to go investigate? Do you want to do anything with that, or go do something else?
Yeah, I would absolutely go investigate.
Okay. So you come down and you make it. You may not be able to see it because of the fold alley, but there's a mill there. If you go straight south, there's that mill.
Oh, right here. No, right here. Oh, yeah. The lodging
Right where it says mill.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I think it's a grain mill.
Yeah.
Not the lodging mill.
Yeah. So you have there's that mill which miraculously did not actually get destroyed. I had to go back and watch. It did not get destroyed in the Utini fight. because that was the absolute killing field.
Just kept walking into saws by accident.
Well,
It's a building that
they got
kills.
so hung up on where y'all were at that they never actually pushed
Yeah.
that direction. Not really. So you get down there, and I'm going to say writing off of that nat 20, that you glance up and you see the figure of your leader up on top of the watch next to the fire. So you see Titus up there, like
Up
while he
on
was-
the watch, which is.
Yeah, so I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay, got it.
Yeah, and you were like at the mill. So you look over there, you see him. I'll say Titus eventually you see her, but Nilishly spots you first. And if you don't do anything else, I mean, they're gonna sail on up, and you're gonna see exactly what it is. And before too much longer, he kind of had a flash of like quasi sight with a capital S when he was pulling out Concord last session, so he could see it farther than should be possible. But you see a powerful emerald tressed figure on the bow of the clipper, clearly a woman, and takes you a second because you actually haven't interacted that much with Lady Vale, and so it takes you a second to kind of pull up your last memories of that, seeing them, because it seems like lifetimes ago that you watched 3 of the 4 centuries march out of the gates to go battle the Utini. And Donna, you can see all of this too, so I'm just describing basically to both of you. At the same time, the armor that she's coming back in is markedly different. And her hair looks like at some point she just chopped it off or something chopped it off. It's messy. It's not necessarily unkempt, but it's just all over the place. And eventually, like I'm going to say, maybe another, doing some quick math in my head here, maybe another probably less than a torch. And now y'all can clearly see each other, and they're like closing the distance. And it looks like instead of, you see Vale gesture, and the clipper, she gestures toward the bank for her ship, and then the rest of them, you can't quite make out what she's shouting out, but she's clearly telling them to go on.
Yeah.
Because they need to get back. Some of them are taking water on, and they need to get back home.
Yeah, I would go down the.
You're gonna hop down. Yeah, you're gonna
hop down, and then I'll be like, Nilishly the back, and then I'll actually hand Jerem to Nilishly.
Okay.
Okay, I take him.
Okay.
The baby was
And
the baby.
I'm walking with him, I think, for the first time I've ever held a baby.
I believe so.
And
He's quite finicky.
what do I do with them?
I really never knew, but it usually just feels right.
She looks down at the baby.
Nilishly, make an animal handling roll. No, I'm joking.
Oh my god. It's like, that's also minus 2.
That's also minus 2.
Anybody who's held a toddler, fully yes.
That's true, that's true.
100%. I was gonna say sleight of hand, maybe.
And he's squirming, and you don't think they're supposed to be this active, this little. But he's already like kind of trying to crawl and like climb on you like a jungle gym, to an extent.
Okay. I'm like holding it. Where do you want me to take him?
Just back to the keep.
And do what? Give him to who?
They'll come asking for him.
Okay. Thanks. And like walk back over.
Initially, I trust you. Jerem trusts you. If he starts to cry, just let him do it.
Okay. She walks back. And on the walk back with this toddler,
bundle.
she gets kind of like irritated a little bit. Says, "Be still." And
Titus is smiling while he hears this. Like in the back, like.
do I notice as after I say "be still" that he settles down?
Make an intimidation check.
Ooh, 17.
17? Okay. He looks at you, and like really, like for the first time, is really looking at you and makes eye contact. You feel a little shiver go down your spine as he's, again, this little. They're not supposed to be this aware, and he's just looking at you.
Boy.
And then he grabs your neck and clings to you.
And he settles down. He's not like wriggling.
He's not wriggling, but he's kind of like, he has his neck, and then he tries to like scissor lock you with his legs too, but his legs aren't long enough, so he's just like spider monkeyed onto you now.
He's like a
my
backpack
neck.
on your
Yeah.
front. That's so cute.
But like the front of my face or the back of me?
You were holding him like this, so like his head would be here.
Okay. Something softens a little bit initially as he does that.
And you think he's smelling you.
Oh, hardens.
In a non-creepy way, right?
As a toddler does.
Okay. Because it's like eerie when
He
you
begins to
think
try to
about-
bite your fingers,
Yeah.
not
I
in a
don't
creepy
know.
way. He's a toddler.
Okay.
You think you might, I'm not going to make you roll for this because you rolled really well on the intimidation check.
Baby intimidation.
Baby intimidation. You,
Intimidate the baby.
you think that your energy, like, made something else rise up in him, and it's not a stimulus that he's used to.
Okay.
It's different.
I'm gonna, as he like clings on me, I'm gonna say, "Thank you," and give him a couple of pats.
A little pat. Okay.
Aw.
Okay.
Titus is just watching this whole thing, truly taking it in, loving it. I'm just like, like,
So as this is happening, Marcus by now, word would have come. Wesa by now, word would have come. Grip. That they've returned.
Oh, that's gonna be a shout.
Yeah.
We're all,
And there's a mass. There's kind of a mass exodus
hopefully with instruments in tow.
out there. What's that?
Hopefully with instruments in tow. Like having like some music as they're coming on back, some kind of like whatever.
Make one last persuasion check and see how good of a community organizer
Not that good.
you continue to be. Okay.
I only got a 12. No, not even that.
Yeah.
10.
10. Okay. Some of the more dedicated musicians amongst the Kithgi, of which there are a fair number, bring their instruments. Most of the ones though who are just casuals, they're caught up in the moment. They're not going to lug anything around. They just start running.
Gotcha.
They just start running to see.
And pick up the smaller kids that we can.
Okay.
So everybody
Yeah.
can go.
And Alba's like, Ubs, let's go. And she grabs your hand and hikes her skirts up, and she starts running. Okay. So it comes to pass that four of the fellowship make it there, and initially you can see, like, you can make out a lot of this even as you're walking back. If you glance over, and you kind of can see this unfolding scene.
yeah, imagine it's just the Clipper, Vale, and me, or kind of like on that side where the rest of them are going up to the docks.
The Clipper comes.
Because I would imagine that they would all assume that the docks are coming. She'd be the only one that's up in there.
Yeah, the Clipper gets closer and closer, and you had almost forgotten the intensity of her gaze as you look into those uncanny viridian eyes. Remember, they shift color. They're viridian right now.
So cool.
And she keeps eye contact with you from an eerie distance out,
Same.
and just doesn't let up. You can feel that whatever it is that has always been between the two of you. You started the dance, but she did reciprocate. And
She was going to kill me. Still do.
she still may.
Probably.
And as you get closer to and closer, in a way that one beloved has loved another through all of human history, she draws you in and invites you to her.
Yeah, I go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, because I'm on the... It would have been us going up in the water of her hopping off, because I'm not on the watchtower anymore. I hopped down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Both go into the water, yeah.
And she's waiting for you on the ship.
Okay.
You don't know why, but I assume you trust.
Yeah.
You come up, and again, not having seen each other for moons, Still no words. She embraces you fiercely.
Same. No. Say nothing.
The rest of the world falls aside. You're back at the springs. You're back at Pollux, the first time you ever saw her riding on a steed to save a girl's life, like some pagan goddess of a bygone era. And then your lips open. The kiss is long and passionate and full of resolve and pain and all the shit y'all have gone through.
Without saying anything after the embrace, pulls it out, gives it back to her, still sealed with the Vorn thing, and then just embraces her again. I knew you'd come back.
I didn't. But I fought like all hells to come to do so. Seeing thy visage once more, Titus Metellus, fills my heart with joy. She slips her armored hand into yours. There is a world to tell thee.
Aye, a world to tell you as well. I forgot I had a heart until I saw you now.
Thou hast changed. Something uncanny has touched you. She puts that armored hand, this strange armor, on the side of your face.
I look at that.
Cheek.
I'm like, I believe everything will, if it hasn't already.
She glances down at your scabbard. She was assessing all of you, of course, as she does. She takes a quarter step back, still holding your hand. And I believe for the first time, hissing it out, addresses you only with your given name. Titus.
Second time.
Second time?
Yep.
That's
Jason's. Everything has changed.
I was successful. I was successful in retrieving your sister. Be warned and understand the experience has been life-altering. She is not as she was, but she breathes, and her mind is intact. Her magnificent mind is intact.
I know you'd bring her back.
I didn't. We were successful. I have everything to tell thee. You must take the leadership of your city post-haste. The lion has fallen.
I felt it.
Good. The Utini, we have an understanding with them. They will never come west of the Kogi River as long as I draw breath. And you are you now, for the first time that I have ever seen you. You are who you were meant to be. As the Lord of Light created you, I see that now. My God, Titus Metellus, thou art majestic.
A lion through light, a griffin through flight.
Home, then. And a last indulgence, my lord. I told the city I would address them, and then your sister was laid low. They need to know what happened. At least enough.
Absolutely.
She kisses you again, and then says, and she uses a word you don't know, and says, one of the Utini They're actually not Utini. One of the not Utini fireworkers is amongst my retinue at this time. It's a long story. The peace was impossible to broker without her. She's very intelligent. There's a lot to tell you.
I understand.
She leans in. Are you ready to see Livia?
Yes.
You want me there with you, or to wait?
I should see her by myself.
Understood. I'll be here.
Just real quick, Angel, I don't want to interrupt anything, but is there any chance for us to overhear any of that, depending on where they were on the ship?
So obviously you've only had eyes for her. All this is going on. And then as your focus starts to spread out a little bit, you do see a number of unfamiliar faces. Two catch your eye. They're standing near the portal to go down below decks. One of them is a dark-skinned, well-built youth of maybe 17 or 18. And the other, that youth has on like dusty, worn clothes, but there's no hint of dejection or demoralization in him. He seems quite proud and doesn't seem to be bothered at all to be wearing what other people might think are rags. He also has a thick, heavy-looking war staff in his hands. And then beside him, Corey, do you want to describe your character?
Yeah. You see roughly a 5'7" foot tall, dark-skinned male with
Little guy.
jet raven black hair. He's wearing a dark but solidly green cloak. You will see a bandolier of daggers across his chest, 2 on his side, some sort of, well, he wouldn't be wearing the backpack probably right now. And this is what he looks like.
Oh, devilish man.
That kid, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That guy.
Back of a folder. That's crazy.
He's so two-dimensional.
And he has a
Show us.
Oh, y'all get all right. Well, ooh.
He's cheeky.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at you.
beautiful.
Yeah, Prince of Persia thing going on there.
Yeah, he looks like you look like you're in Hocus Pocus.
And he does have a shit.
Exactly.
He does have a shit-eating grin on his face, and he is constantly playing. Corey cannot do this, but he's literally cutting the cards.
Oh, one-handed?
Yeah.
Just.
And when he sees you look at him, he gives you a bow.
I give him a head nod.
Okay.
And I give him a head nod to both, like, thank you for doing everything that you've done. Obviously, if you're in her employ, you've done well.
Okay.
Like, it's very acknowledging, like, not like I'm looking down on you or anything.
As we wend our way to the intermission, actually.
Ooh, time is flying.
Well, time is flying. I'm going to say that the docks, shortly thereafter, the docks become just an absolute raucous time. You're actually having to try to get Jerem through this just mayhem. It's joyous mayhem, but people are screaming, they're dancing, they're throwing themselves on each other. And after all the tragedy, all of the tension, all of the fear, to have at least one good thing happen is just massive, you know? And from what y'all can pick up, whoever is there, from what y'all can pick up, Lady Vale's strike force went in and did what they needed to do with no casualties, which is kind of unheard of. You, however nullishly, do not see Griff there amongst the people. He could have been. You don't spot him.
How do you face?
You walk up with a baby in your arms. Like,
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh no!
It's not mine, Nilly.
Traded just for Griff. How long was that gone?
All right, y'all. We will go into the underneath the clipper and reunite everyone when we return. Thank you so much, and we'll see you at the other end of intermission. Enjoy the new bios, and I bet by now Justin's already shown you the really cool looking stat blocks now that he made.
They look so
the brand new
awesome.
stat. They look beautiful.
See ya.
Thank you. All right, we'll see you in a bit. Thanks.
Eldritch Foundry is evolving. Bringing you a virtual army of miniatures like never before in full tabletop-ready color. Paint your miniatures in our upgraded creation tool, then bring them to life in stunning one-to-one detail as 3D printed miniature masterpieces. With complete control over your digital color scheme, you can point and click for simple color fills or go all in on highlights, shading, brush techniques, and more. Create epic heroes and madness-touched monsters that are truly yours. Miniatures are 3D printed in perfect color detail using a new PolyJet 3D printing process, giving you unique, bespoke models ready to delve into any dungeon as part of your next campaign. Everything from one-off player characters to dungeon mobs and boss-level monsters that will make every player in your group jealous. But that's not all. You can take things fully digital and export into leading VTT platforms such as Tailspire and Roll20 to take your games and your custom miniatures wherever you want. Join the adventure of a lifetime. Back our campaign today to help us bring this stunning revolution in custom miniature design to reality. With Eldritch Foundry, full-color 3D design and printing.
Greetings, weary travelers, and welcome to Constructed Chaos, a channel dedicated to all things D&D, including live play streams and podcasts, 3D printing, painting, crafting, homebrew content, and guides for players and dungeon masters alike. Join our Discord for even more special benefits, announcements, and free downloadable content. And until next time, go out there and make some chaos.
We lift our voice to greet the rising sun. Your splendorous touch burns away the dark. With a soft golden hue, your world is made anew. We follow the path you've laid.
Welcome back, faraway friends. Here we are, very serious, very locked on.
Very serious.
Thank you, Grim Reaper, for the 5 gifties.
Thank you.
We always appreciate that. And with that, let's just dive right back into it.
Candle
Got it.
The expert.
You got it. The
Expertise in candle lighting.
It's a stressful job, so I've learned.
Toby knows.
Things on the wall.
I'm still sweaty.
Toby was, grappling with it last week.
It was a new candle, okay? It takes a little while to warm up.
That's right.
Yeah, lit excuses too.
So, Wesa, in the midst of jubilation, of veiled threats back and forth, of a lord who probably doesn't understand exactly what he's walking into, and with the dawning realization that this woman might have been stalking y'all as far back as episode 9, you kind of you're kind of running all of that through and thinking about her capabilities. I'm going to give you one more history roll.
Oh.
And see if you can pull up. No. Okay. No, because it's part of Opsies are part of our culture.
Get on Wace's list.
Yeah, right.
So you're convinced that there are stories and tales. However, from the Yerlit tradition. However, this is one of those moments where you're feeling the gap, where you're feeling a little disorientation.
But do I get a sense that there's some kind of connection to the Yerlit?
You don't know if it's directly or not, but you remember tales. Every single time you've ever rolled for Okatla's history, you've never rolled well.
History is not my
So there's still there's still like you remember some vague stories about the strong right arms of some of the more ruthless priestesses who ran the city, who oddly typically tended to be slender women, but you don't really remember. You just kind of, to you, it's just like the 11-year-old waist. It was just all rather absurd and kind of boring. So where, as all of this is going on, we know Nalishli is carrying a precious bundle right now. What are you doing, or where are you going? Love it, Corey. Providing sound effects.
I believe I'm walking with Grip.
Okay, you did go with Grip.
We're hurting the.
You're hurt. Okay.
The beleaguered crew.
The beleaguered crew looks less than enthused at getting shoved into the mob of the celebratory mob.
There'll be food.
Okay, no roll necessary. That turns.
Yes. Word economy.
And soon enough, where goeth Kithki, goeth food, and so food gets generated. In fact, not that the crew knows it, but they're eating some of the formerly rotten fish. You, however, the two of you look, and both of you make either perception or investigation rolls, as you like.
17.
Okay. High enough?
Investigation.
Yeah.
12.
12? Yeah, probably still high enough, because you know what you were looking at.
Okay.
Wesa, you suspect, and Grip, you know, that almost all of the fish that's getting passed around right now, that's getting smoked and cooked and eaten raw, some of it, all of it was rotten a few torches ago.
Certainly doesn't let the grass grow.
So,
good line.
It's like a dog barks everywhere.
So that goes on. On the Clipper. So Corey, you've seen this phalanx of 10, actually I should say 9 men and 1 Kithki, who have just absolutely attached themselves to Vale and are moving more like a personal bodyguard than anything else. And it's only after the two of you reunite and you're about to go down that finally it registers to you, because again, nothing else existed in the world for those moments, for that exchange.
Yeah, still don't. What do you think, Olivia?
And you, So you see this, Corey, your character sees this. You see Vale make a sharp, she catches eyes of the most powerful one, who's quite a specimen, and makes a sharp motion. And as he goes by, all 10 of them drop to a knee. And you're looking at the remnants of the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd centuries. There are 10 of them.
Wow.
One of them is the best sword in Juramentum. Blow for blow, move for move, he's more skilled than you are. Yeah. It's Emilius.
If it would have been everyone that I would have recognized, I would have given a far more warmer welcome to them.
Yeah, as you're now you're aware of them. You see them. All of them are formally acknowledging you. This is going to be hard, but make an insight check.
Oh, is this hard?
You might catch this.
Actually, yeah, 18, so 17.
It goes without saying, Donnie, these men are deeply changed by the experiences. Where marched 300, now 10 return. They have lost everyone that they knew and loved their whole lives in that was inside of the Myrmidons. And you know that they're going to find something not much better in terms of survival rates when they get back. Beyond that, though, the way that Emilius, who was, the embodiment of the dream, if you will, is hanging his head, there's a subtle element of shame that's running through them as they're greeting you.
Can I put any two together from history otherwise that he's the Lord of Juramentum, whether it's the
kneeling may give him
based on well, there's the kneeling, the
golden sword, the red hair, the eye.
A bit of what rumors or what came down.
I'm going to say that at this point it's abundantly clear who he is. Yeah, right. That's fair. No, I appreciate the reality check because this is a new character in a new ecosystem. Actually, Corey, no, go ahead and make the insight check, and you're not nearly as emotional right now, so it's going to be easier.
Not very good. That's going to be a 8.
8. Okay, we're getting them out of the way right at the beginning of the character's run. Okay, so something passes between them. You know enough to know that you don't know.
Was I able to hear any of the conversation?
Yeah. Clipper's not.
That was probably plenty.
Yeah, Clipper's not that big.
Yeah.
As they're kneeling, and if I did detect that level, as I'm kind of making my way to go and see Livia, do a quick scan over and be like, Myrmidon may not need to yield. To kneel. Stand true. Your home.
Aye, Domine! And as a unit, as soon as Amelia starts to rise, all of them rise. And they're looking at you. They're in a perfect semicircle, 5 on this side, 5 on that side of the entryway to the below decks.
I want to turn back to them, and the best way that I would be able to communicate this is sincere gratitude to them.
What do you do?
It's truly like looking around and making eye contact with each and every one of them.
They bow to you in return, and the second smallest of them, the smallest of the humans, Corporal Salai.
He's alive.
He's alive.
Yeah.
He struggles with it, and then he bows, but he starts... Emilius is here next to the door. Salai's here, and kind of like that. And the slender corporal starts quietly sobbing, even though he can't rein it in any longer.
Yeah. And on the shoulder. And I'm going.
Okay. You go below decks, and who goes there? 'Tis not the thread of my mistress.
Hello, Indra.
And
it's good to see you.
She bows. My lady bid me stay here as a guard to make sure that there is no further injury to thy esteemed sister.
I would trust no one outside of your lady or you to watch over her. I thank you.
Shall I stay then, or go above decks?
Go say to Vale. Thank you.
Gladly. And She looks over. Moana. And from the shadows, you see a beautifully white-furred, lissom figure with the backward jointed, the distinctly backward jointed legs of what you think of as an Utini, but apparently she's not. She's wearing, there's a fierce intelligence that burns in her amber eyes, in her somewhat felinoid face. And now that you're really looking at them, or maybe it's more like a fox. It's clearly not Utini though.
Yeah. Like if the Utini would be devil, this would be the angelic equivalent of that. Kind of like just like on a different end of the spectrum, rather than being like savage, more so being like a nature based.
She looks quite refined. She's wearing, she has an earring, actually several earrings on the left ear, one earring on the right ear. And she's wearing some sort of material that you're not familiar with, but it looks soft and is kind of draped loosely around her body. Do you remember the collection, the coterie even of fireworkers,
yes,
white furred fireworkers
yes,
that was back? Make an investigation roll.
That will be a 13.
You think you recognize her as one of the ones who sidestepped Marcus's attacks, and noting that you're a lord, she purrs something to you. Jishari, and she bows deeply, and then.
Yeah, Titus with a look of confusion, but also admiration, also curiosity, kind of.
She's a long way from home.
Yeah, it would be obviously seeing that their interaction was so, I don't know, I guess it seems second nature to him. And he's acknowledging that she's acknowledging him, so he responds in kind.
The two of them bow quickly once more, and then they leave. And you stand at the threshold of the captain's cabin.
And then, because they never knocked and waited for an answer, so knocked twice and start to open the door.
You feel her presence. The shadows are heavy across her. She's laying in a cot that's tied and swaying very gently right now. There's almost no push and pull. There's a heavy blanket that's pulled up over her. She's wearing a pretty simple dress right now, but sometimes she did just wear homespun things, especially if she was not leaving the keep that day.
Yeah.
So you don't know what the deal is of that. She looks clean for what it's worth, and it looks like there's a hardly touched meal that's next to her. You also see, Donnie, a sight. You're the PC, you interpret this, but you see that there's a healthy bit of milk of the poppy near her as well.
Sister.
Bertha.
I'd walk up and just put my, get down at this BI level and just hand on her hand.
The side of her right side that you're facing, with advantage, this is a really weird roll for you to make. Make a deception roll.
That's a nat 20. So 26.
Somehow, deception.
Yeah, deception.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have proficiency in deception?
Mm-hmm.
Did not. Huh?
Yeah, charisma base.
I guess you so you have the +4, but okay.
Yeah. So nat 20.
So almost never use it.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Persuading instead
which is really
the deceptive.
No, that's really good. That's really good. I mean, there's going to be time in the coming war where you're going to have to lie one time, and it's going to be really good.
Or,
your face is perfectly fine then, as you take in the roasted ruin of what has become of your twin. You see the right side of her face is melted. Her neck is bound with this horrible clumps of scar tissue, and you just know, you can feel someone pushing her head into acid. I apologize for my state, brother.
Shut up. Well. And then he's not even gonna not show it. He will tear up. We're back.
I see. Blessed be to Gwaelethon, then. How many days I've been in and out?
I've been gone for a while.
I know. I sent Rupilius. Did he arrive? Rupilius, sorry. Did he arrive?
Not yet.
You're so... so lovely.
Not as lovely as you.
She turns away toward the wall.
There's been a change.
She kind of gropes. It looks like her right hand is still broken. Or maybe her arm. It's been tightly swaddled and there's some sort of splint on it. And she kind of, because her right side is to you, so she's awkwardly trying to reach across and kind of and grope for your hand.
Yeah, of course.
You are successful? I
think it's something you should see for yourself. But I'd like you to meet someone. And I'll kind of put it on her as if Concord on. We have hope again.
Make another insight check.
18, so 17.
The touch of the sword was painful.
Oh, yeah, it would have been me laying it on her. I would have not taken my fist off of it. I wasn't going to put any pressure on her body.
No.
Oh.
It's the essence of it. And with that high of a roll, something deep in you tells you your act was not incorrect. It shouldn't hurt her. And usually Concord can't or doesn't do this, like you have to be in deep rapport. She whispers to you, with the best of intent, Bellator, this is not a kindness. And you feel an urging to take the sword back. Still, you all successful?
It's a new thing. They call me the Bellator Sanctus.
Holy warrior.
I've met Jason. I've met Wex.
How is this possible?
Because of you giving me the strength. Since we were born, you've given me the strength.
Oh, Titus, I was so stupid.
You're not stupid, Livia.
I was stupid beyond knowing.
We're home. We're home.
There's a priestess from Teowani. And as fantastic as it sounds, his title is Justicar. He is one of the death tamers that has come to our home to seek sanctuary.
Marcus is the emissary for an old god. To where?
Tomorrow, tonight, can you carry me to the west gate? and see if they're still there. I promised them. It doesn't matter. They're death tamers. They know. Just carry me, brother. Please.
Anything for you.
And with that, her whole mien seems to relax, and she puts her horribly scarred head. There's no hair left on that side. Up against your chest, and she goes to sleep for a bit.
Yeah.
You stay there.
Oh, absolutely.
Imperatrix. And Bill looks over his shoulder. Forgive me, Imperatrix, an important question. One of many, no doubt, Amelius. You've more than won the right to speak your mind. Plainly, quickly, as we did in the field. Understood, Implementrix, or Imperatrix. Whose command are we under now? That's for the Lord to decide. As far as I'm concerned, this was a special mission. We went out. 2 special missions, and you will be returning to him, as you should, as is your rightful place. This Juramentum is your home, and from Juramentum you came, and hence you will return. A feeling you can see, because she's not looking at him, you can see his face. It kind of contorts at that. Salai, the slender corporal, looks like he's one tick away from screaming something out, but he bites his tongue. And you, young man, you and your half brother bows his head. You and your kin.
Domine?
She smiles. Domina, I know that you're not used to those titles in Zahar. Although, I suppose I've appropriated everything that a man could. At this rate, they'll promote you to warlord.
His apologies.
Understood.
The language is not as well known or spoken.
You've shown yourself to be exceptionally swift and in many ways, in many aspects, one might say. So, do you want to go back to your home?
I seek Juramentum.
Why? You may not be warmly received there, given everything, all the hell that Zahar has inflicted upon my second home. Titus is not there to hear that.
No. I hear that I have family there.
I imagine you do. I imagine I might even have an idea of whom this family is. But that's your story. And your even more formidable brother, who is your taciturn, laconic, formidable brother. And he looks actually a little bit embarrassed, which is not the Mohi that you're used to. He's strong, confident, just get right in there. You even see him blushing a little bit.
I smile at him.
Yeah. And she says, it's nothing to be ashamed of. You're a winsome enough lad, and you're coming into your own. What's more, you're chosen. You'll understand how important that is. Are you coming back to Juramentum as well? Or going back to Zahar? It's not my home, Domina. I am conflicted. My mentor, though, she probably still needs me. Perhaps I will stay for a bit, see you settled in, brother, and then be on my way. Understood. I do not know how long the Lord will be with his lady sister. I suspect it will be some time. We've made landfall. You have my permission to disembark if you like, and get a head start on that. Or stay, as ye see fit. I release thee. And thank you for the aid that you rendered at the supreme moment.
Domino, if you need anything else, please.
I see this is going to be a difficult one. She says, let them know. Let them know that the Emerald Terra would have their ear at dusk. This cannot wait. It's only a few torches now. And if Lord Vorn does not emerge before then, I suppose I'll have one last usurpation of Octoritas and ask for forgiveness rather than permission. And she turns, wraps this alien-looking Utini cloak around her, and looks out east over the Kogi, and you know that you've been dismissed. Okay.
Oh, my brother.
Okay.
Get out of here.
He's still just kind of staring at her, like,
let's go.
Right.
Right, let's go.
Just effortlessly kind of hops down, rolls off of it, looks at you, kind of smiles, and watches to see how you jump off of the clipper.
I will just, how far is Clipper from that to the
Maybe there, maybe 12 feet. He is ridiculously skilled at that kind of thing, though. It's just high enough you might hurt yourself.
I will see if I can climb down or go off the.
Okay, yeah, you climb down.
So I
you're
swiftly climb down.
You're very
Swiftly, but carefully. The most careful I've ever been.
And he kind of ribs you and says, "That is why I'm still the big brother." And the two of you make your way over to the docks. All right. Is there anything that anyone wants to do before dusk hits? You're shepherding the crew. I mean, you're just making sure they don't.
Trying my best not to be overwhelmed by the mob of people.
Okay. I have something for you, but I want to do a good faith pass first before I get to you. Wait, is there anything else that you wanted to do?
Well, it seems that Titus is busy.
He does not reemerge. Yeah, although you do hear tale of Olivia's return and that he's with his lady sister now. That does reach your ears.
And just checking, do we have any information about Bublia and Figulus, or?
Nothing. Not a word.
Okay. No, I'll just be...
You'll just be with Grip then. Okay.
I wanted to do something.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm coming around. I'm coming around. Promise. You have a funny. You kind of find that, like, I mean, you're aware enough of yourself that you would notice these things. You find that you have this odd reluctance to leave Grip. And Grip, you find that you have an odd...
No, I was genuinely going to, like, as a little moment, I was... Please don't leave. Please don't leave.
Because you're in the midst of all these hooting, hollering people.
And he's actually very overwhelmed, but trying really hard to maintain some sense of poise.
Okay. Marcus, you're just continuing to be the consummate host of the city.
Pretty much. If I do see the beleaguered crew, including me,
you do.
I'm going to introduce little family members as we come by. Just, this is my family. This is Meat. This is Boy. This is Dragon Boy.
They kind of shrink, and
he's so bad.
Your boldest niece. Can you teach me to talk, pretty? Octavia goes up. She runs up to you, and of course, Octavia always gives you a hug. This is the one who's your apprentice at the bakery. Right. And then, is he a pet?
Not at all.
No, not at all.
He's a friend.
Very good one at that.
Friend?
Mm-hmm.
You're a friend?
She's probably like 3/4 of my height.
Yeah.
So I'll kneel.
You loom over. Okay, no, you'll kneel a little bit. Okay.
I'll kneel a little bit.
Okay. And she's fat. She has this huge. She looks like Mini Marcus, and her eyes are just huge as she's like looking at your reptilian.
I'm looking at her just as intently as if I'm trying to study and figure out who she is or what she is.
We call him Grip.
Octavia, where's your manners? You know how to introduce yourselves to new people?
Oh, sorry. And I'm Octavia, and this is me mom, and this is me dad, And this man,
I'm just gonna point at each.
yeah.
This is Marcus.
Call him Dad.
Instead of their proper names, it's just this is me, mom. This is me, dad.
And I assume that young Livius has not. made
That's
his
my
way back
next
to
question.
The, to the family yet.
Where's my son? Have I seen him at all yet?
So,
Like,
Where's
my
your
son?
damn son?
Yeah.
Hey, dude, where's my son?
Where's my dude?
You see him on the largest raft, but he has not gotten off.
It's time to go over there.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll be back.
you can call me Grip.
I gotta think of something now that you can call me. Right. And she seems completely unfazed by your draconic appearance.
And that actually kind of like calms him down just a little bit.
That's cute.
This is clearly a child who has been taught that new is good. So that is one message that has gotten through. Okay, you go up to your son. As that's going to happen initially, where are you at now? And you're all up here around the docks right now.
I would have given Jaren back, obviously.
Okay, so you find one of the Kithki aunties who has ventured forth to see what the hell is going on.
Well, on leaving him, I will look at him and say, "You're cute," and then give him back. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to quite quickly go look at the newcomers on the docks to see if I can spot Griff among them.
Okay. You start going, and you see there are a collection. They're probably, obviously all the ships, I don't know, Corey, maybe 20 other people took that chance to flee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mostly
most of them slaves.
Slaves.
Who happened to be working at the docks where they were having the big
Just
brawl.
as a background, I would have been entertaining the slave group. I would not have touched the phalanx or anything like that, but I would have definitely entertained the actual slaves.
Help keep their spirits up and
keep the morale going,
Okay.
all that stuff. Like
absolutely.
Fascinating. I told them a little story or
Absolutely.
something like that. Yeah.
Actually, retroactively make a performance check, and I want to see kind of how good their spirits are as they.
Ooh, 20. Dirty.
Wow.
Dirty.
Okay. Oh, dirty 20, but still. Okay, so yeah, you see mostly men, a couple women who look bedraggled, kind of exhausted, but their spirits aren't broken. They're coming off. All of them look very Zahar, so kind of my complexion or darker. They're obviously working outside too. They have rough hands, and there's the hair is just kind of hacked wherever it lay. They give you they have seen some things in Zahar. It's a wild city, so they know not to mess with you, and they just give you a wide, some silver Amazonian looking gal. They give you a wide berth.
I would have made a story up about how how slaves turn into merchants and all sorts of stuff, and I'll even give them like the slave that turns into a merchant sort of story.
It's dream propaganda. Understood. Yes. Okay. And as raft after raft and fishing vessel after fishing vessel empties out, you don't see him.
I'm going to go... Is there any face I recognize on the docks?
You see Marcus's son, and you see Marcus making his way over to him. And I'm going to say, Marcus, you passed initially on your way over there. And it's not hard to deduce who she's...
Yeah.
I got it. Searching the crowd, yeah.
I ain't seen him either, but if I do, I'm going to send him your way right away.
Can you ask your son if he knows?
I will.
Thank you. And then I'm going to come back. Is there anyone that I passed coming out of the docks that I knew?
I'm sure, yeah. You've been in Juramentum now for a while. Is there anyone in particular that you're looking for, any sort of person?
I'm going to ask everyone that I know, that I recognize their face, if they know where Griff is.
Okay. Fair enough. With advantage, because you cast a wide net, go ahead and make like a persuasion check. Not really to persuade them, but more to get them focused on you while this chaos is going on.
Attention.
Yeah.
That's going to be a 10.
10? Okay. Sorry, Nalishli. I think he was at the big battle, and he helped. And you see some of the Kithki with the old power who had recently come to reinforce Merrick. they go by and they kind of, give you little salutes of recognition. And this the fisherman continues to say, he was there and he sent him packing, with that mana bending stuff that he does.
Did he return with you? Where did he go after?
I'm not sure, but there's the healer's boy. He was lit up. He was lit up like the dawn itself, and he was next to him during this battle.
I turn back around.
Okay.
Thank you, and I run back.
And then you run back. Okay. So, so Livius, this uncannily resolved and composed boy who's on the threshold of manhood after everything he's been through. This is now two like major battles that he's fought in.
And both times he's glowed.
And then obviously he was the original person who sent the distress from Pollux up to Juramentum. So if he was a PC, he'd have, quite a tale to tell. But he's just staring, and something is wrong. Again, you don't need to roll for this. Something's wrong. You already knew that when he didn't come off. And he's just staring out into south down the river.
Hey son, what you looking at over there?
Oh, father.
It's me. Come here. I'm all the way out. Gotcha. Just spend some time with him there.
You feel, and he is, if anything, he's actually, like Marcus is strong. Mm-hmm. He's going to be actually like your brother. Mm-hmm. He's going to be probably have naturally have an 18 strength. And you can feel him kind of shaking, but he can't cry.
What's on your mind, lad?
Doesn't answer. Still holding you.
Mm.
Initially, you come up to them.
No. Marcus.
Over his head.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Hi. How was the trip?
Not right. Let's not talk. Let's hit the door.
Classic.
Should I just get to the point? Do you I don't know how to ask this, but did you see where Griff went after the battle?
He takes in a long breath. Marcus, are you going to help maliciously get through to him by comforting him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maliciously with advantage, make a persuasion check.
Mm-hmm.
A little better?
Yeah, that's gonna be at least a 19.
19? At least a 9. Okay.
At your own pace.
He gives you another strong squeeze, and then slowly but when he steps, he doesn't step fully away from you. He steps more kind of to your side.
Okay.
So the three of you are making up 3 legs of a triangle, sort of 3 facets of a triangle. Hey there. Say it again, yeah?
Yeah, sorry. I'm wondering if you know where Griff went after the battle?
The Mom Bender?
Aye.
He's tough, he is. Real tough. He and the lady, they went ahead. The ones from the Shire, they were there too. A couple more.
Sorry, the ones from where?
The Shire.
The Kithki. The little Kithki. They came from the Shire.
He went with...
They all we finally caught up with them. We chased them 2 days, 2 nights. And the little ones, the waterwords, the ones who can, anyway, they helped us, and we got them, just as we saw the sorry, Paul. Fucking city. But their men were coming out to try to get to their lord, but we were faster, and we got on the ship, and the lady she came to me again, Father.
She did.
I was the light, and I just knew, and that's not the part that has me shook. We won. There are so many of them, but we won. And she screamed, she did. I ran as fast as my legs could take me. Swear to Thorn, it weren't fast enough. And that good woman who been so nice to our family, everyone, she was a ruin.
What do you mean, a ruin?
He burnt her face, he did.
Who burnt her face?
That lord, Zahar, Darius. And something about if we're not wed, then no one. And he was gonna keep her head in, but then I got to him, I got at him. I just wasn't strong enough, but he ran. He hit me with, it was kind of like, I think what I've seen you do before. Can I call you Nilly?
Aye.
I don't really reckon I know your real name. I mean, title and all that.
Just call me Nilly.
But he shot something, but I wasn't going to be sought by that. So...
Well, the same thing that she kind of shoots?
Yeah. And he was using some stupid... sorry, Nilly, no offense. And he points to Winter's Harvest. He was using something like that. But I took it from him and I broke it.
You broke it?
Mm.
Oh, cheeky bastard.
Where are the pieces of it now?
Bottom Bay, probably. We sunk the ship. Your man, he did that.
You sunk the ship?
All splinters it was afterward. And he said, he and the lady, the green veil, they talked, and then he said he thought you were never coming back. All of you were dead, gone for so long. And then he said he had business.
Where did he say he had business?
Just say I have business on the east side of the river.
On the east side of the river. He didn't say where.
Just started walking. I ain't gonna get in his way.
Sounds like Riff.
Can I tell you something though?
Aye.
Well, there was one night when he really thought you weren't going to come back, he got in his cups. He did. He bawled. He's bawling like a baby. Saying that was the third one he lost. Wish I could tell you more.
Appreciate you saying what you could, mate.
Thank you.
He nods to you.
Turns around, head down.
Okay.
The lady spoke to you.
Which one, Paul?
The lady.
Oh. Yeah. Don't reckon I'm gonna miss that voice?
Well, no, I don't think you will be missing it much. You're the first person I've told. The lady is what's given me my powers too. It ain't Quailethorn. Her name is Tawea, the goddess of justice.
Ain't she an angel of Thorn?
No. She is much more powerful than Thorn. Much.
Ava.
Would never lie to you, son.
That's not been a good thing to say.
That's why I'm saying it to you quietly now. But there's a change coming.
Dawn makes the sun. Is this life?
He does.
Makes crops.
He does the things that we believe he does. But he is not as all-encompassing as we thought he was.
You told me yourself.
I'm not saying he's not real, son. He is real.
Father, you told me yourself. You did.
Did?
You did.
I was ignorant.
No. You're talking crazy now.
Son. I'm not just gonna meet his eyes. Son.
Piss off! And he runs from you.
Ooh.
Okay. Where are you going?
Scanning the crowd.
Scanning for your next mark. No, okay.
Ricard Monte.
Your character Corey is learning a lot more about Juramentum. You're learning a lot more about Juramentum. Obviously, you as a player know plenty. So you can kind of start assuming that you're filling in these gaps. Like, okay, these are the people that work at the fishery. All right, these are what Kithki are called. Like, you'd met some Kithki, but now you're actually really getting to see them kind of in their literal native environment.
This is a dragon boy.
you see, yeah. What is your reaction when you see him?
It was still probably just with Marcus's like interacting with his little daughter.
Oh,
I assume she's still there.
that's really cute. Shocked, but he'll be like this in the moment to cover his emotional state on that.
Would I see that?
Potentially. Make a perception check. Make an investigation roll for you. Different.
Crit, so
Ooh.
perception is 23.
16 on my investigation. Actually, maybe more than that. So I have a specialized.
You feel
actually, sorry, 19.
With the crit, you feel eyes on you.
Mm-hmm.
You look over and you catch him reacting to him. You catch Corey's character reacting to Grip.
And what's the reaction really? Is he just fanning
And
himself?
you see the beginning. You see the beginning of surprise. You see
living boy.
There's a lot of that going around this
A lot of scales. That's scales.
It's a scale. I mean, hey, there's a person for everybody.
It's a new thing.
Wow.
No, you see him. You see like shock on his face, but he very, very quickly gets a fan of cards across. This will be harder for you because it's been longer. Make an investigation check.
8.
Okay, I'm gonna come and whisper this to you then.
Ooh, whisper!
I'm gonna whisper.
Check out the shop of
Waster killed your character. Oh, if you have Elder's Foundry, I believe that they're so close to doing their color printing
Oh my
minis.
goodness!
What a wonderful
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter.
Check it out. Advertisement.
And is my brother with me?
Yes.
Have I ever seen someone with cards like that before?
So I like
Playing with cards out in the open?
Probably not.
Okay.
That's an
he actually stops and stares at you. He jabs like the guy next to him.
Yeah.
And then he dashes towards you.
What has gotten into you?
Dash.
Okay.
Sister!
All right.
He's running towards you.
You see this kid. Look at it closely. Yeah.
No way.
Almond
It's a
eyes
male
and
version of
everything.
Wait, the picture we already saw?
Yeah.
Can I
If
see
you
it
look
again?
at it, it's a male.
It's harder because I'm hiding something. I would have normally taken it out, but because of the girling.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And You see he rushes through the crowd, and then I'm imagining with a reaction like that, just probably catches her up in an embrace.
Yes. He like
thoughtlessly.
Like,
what is
totally.
your split-second reaction?
Push.
Roll for initiative. Okay. So my main action is dodge and hug.
Okay. Make a acrobatics roll as you push. Make a grapple roll against ways.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
18 plus grapple. That would be
So athletics.
dirty 20.
Okay. What did you get?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Brother and sister.
Okay, so in this, he gets you initially, and then you slide off to one side and push him off.
Yeah. Who are you?
And as soon as that's in your voice, all of the fragments of the Myrmidon that are remaining, and some of the fishermen, some who may soon become Myrmidon, they all turn and look at you and kind of ready themselves.
At that point, I'm jumping up to her side as well.
Okay.
I'm your twin.
Sorry.
He looks at you.
Sorry, Corey.
And
Serious business.
Mohi starts.
Oh my god.
This
this is your brother.
somewhat older, even darker, well built guy with the war staff, runs up. He though is staying a good deal back.
He reaches for your hair.
How do you know
slowly.
that?
You're in my dreams. I gave you the voice.
She just like pushes.
Do you not recall? I gave you the voice.
I need a moment with this.
Back off.
And now you have about half a dozen fishermen with buoying pins and nets. And advisor, are you in need of aid?
I need a moment.
He backs off.
Okay.
And she would
he looks about 14 too, by the way.
She would close her eyes.
She doesn't know the name, so sorry.
And really try to feel into, like, because she's just, like, skeptical of everyone at this moment.
Of course.
Right? Like, are you just reading my mind and my dreams? Like, this freaking weirdo.
Yeah.
Meg?
Did not use her name because you don't know.
I don't know the name, right?
Give me a little bit more, and that'll determine the role. Like, exactly what is that process?
Like, trying to go back to the moments I've recalled my brother and see if the voices sound correct and the energy is correct. Like, that there's a match.
In this case, Tatiana, I'm going to say, because you're trying to remember a specific moment, several specific moments, make an investigation roll.
Okay. 11.
Maybe the cynical part of you, which is pretty strong right now, also knows that if someone was really watching and insidious, you have put out a fair amount of information about this person over the last 3 years. Never at one time,
Right.
but you're running, the suspicious priestess in you is just running through the laundry list of all the, like, how could he know this? How could he know this? How could he know this?
Perfect Valkyrie. I gave you the language of Darrow.
I would
In your
look at him
dreams.
now. I would look at him now and see if I can see my mother in his face.
Roll again.
19.
In what sense?
Yeah.
Oh, is it investigation?
Yeah.
It's 22.
In what sense?
Like, do I see her, like, her eyes, her features, like, through?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually have your eyes.
She really doesn't know what to do with herself.
Almond-shaped brown with a highlight of amber.
Both of you have this moment where I know what it was for your character, and I know what it was for your character, and the moment in reality is not playing out at all how it has. Surely 100 times before, as you were imagining this moment, and now here it is, and it's messy and it's chaotic, and people are staring, and it's in the midst of all of this joy and all of this grief.
Everyone back down. Everything's fine.
Aye, advisor. and reluctantly you see them. Now, while all this was going on around Wesa, what did the two of you do? Because this was not instantaneous, and you saw this figure dash through the crowd. You saw Wesa. It looked like a little grappling match for a second.
I was preoccupied.
You were preoccupied? Yeah. Okay.
I had already left.
You had already left.
So
Yeah.
I'm seeing this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run up to Wesa.
Okay, so
See me in a defensive posture.
Yeah.
So you would have seen this, and then you do see this boy back off a little bit, and it looks like
I look at my brother.
Look like they're exchanging words, and then you're there. So
Okay. Wesa, who is this boy?
It's my brother.
Brother.
My twin. How did you know it was me?
I have memory of your dreams.
What are you doing here?
I found out finally that you were here.
How?
Advisor,
Father.
the captain speaks up, Desumius. He says, "Is this more appropriate for perhaps in the keep?"
Of course.
We have a lot to discuss.
Of course. She's just done. She's stunned.
He holds out gives you a smile.
Here, my boy. And the captain drapes his beady arm around you, and he says, "Let's go somewhere where we don't have 100 eyes on us." As this burly, I know you slapped him around, but Desumius really can't fight, just not against chosen warriors.
No. He's a cool guy.
As this burly guy puts his arm, your half brother, it's subtle, but there was a slight shift as he was assessing that. And then as soon as it's okay, no attack, he stands down. So this other youth who's like 17 or 18, well built, he's staring at you and really, really assessing you. This is the one with the heavy war staff that you had caught a glimpse of before when Titus was passing Jerem off. He was on the Clipper with Vale and with that group. And finally, at the end of that, he kind of nods and acknowledges you.
I give a subtle nod and I follow Wesa.
Okay. Mohi's going to continue to follow you. So if that party goes to the keep, then there's going. Marcus, I assume you're staying with your family and out on the docks.
I'm not running after
Livius right
he's
now.
Going to do his own thing. He needs some time. I'm going to go back with Alba and just spend close family time with them.
Alba looks at you, and there's a haunted undertone as she's looking at you, and basically
drape my arm around her.
Yeah.
Truth can be a very hard thing sometimes, my love. But we all must face it eventually.
I don't know, Ubs, but I trust.
But I love you so much more. Not that could even be possible.
And she just puts her head against your chest and squeezes you.
Just top her head, and then just watch the revelries.
The two actual easy soulmates in Juramentum.
I love all that.
Jury's still out on you in Vale. So, okay. Important, Donnie. You had given her that scroll, right? The one with the official,
the one with the
official
official
seal,
yeah,
under the hand of the emperor himself. Why don't you hand that to me then?
Oh man, thank God.
Okay.
The anticipation of that has been killing me for a year and a half. No, I just want to let her know, I knew that I was never going to have to open it because I never lost faith in her not coming back.
Okay, y'all. Who wants the next scene?
Me!
Okay, what are you doing?
Oh, you said you had something for me.
Do I have a brother here? Yeah.
A little something.
Yeah.
Well, we can defer.
A little
Want me
something.
to talk to my bro?
Because I would be tempted to stick with her.
Okay. All I'm going to say is, as you're passing back over to the keep, for some reason, you just keep feeling your gaze drawn over to the Kithki Arbor.
How are we
We're doing the thing.
We're very much doing the thing.
That's it, though. That's all. It was nothing huge. Okay, so you have your bro, and initially you're staying with her, I assume, because this is unknown weirdness going on.
There's one more thing I'm going to be doing with my son talking about how they burned her and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually keeping myself ready with my eyes on the clipper to see if there's any kind of Marcus, come, whatever. I'm ready to go.
I love it when y'all do imitations of each other's characters. It's the best. Yes. It's the best. It's the best.
Whatever. This bullshit.
I'm keeping myself ready, though. I don't want to intrude on their time, obviously.
Eventually, because this is taking some time, so eventually, as dusk approaches, the shadows lengthen, the clipper will be hied off once more, and then it just makes the couple 100 yards or whatever up the river to-
because I was actually thinking if it would have been fitting for him to basically sneak her into the keep and into her room without anyone seeing her in the condition that she was in, because I know that we have this way and then my prince's exit. I don't know about like her condition, if it was something that it would be able to do, but I don't think that it would be appropriate for. I know for a fact that Titus wouldn't want this party to see her in the condition that she's in,
and she would not want her people to see her
exactly.
Like this.
So I think it would be truly of him ripping off the whatever he could to make it easier for her, like the grates of that, and just kind of gently carrying her the whole way there, almost as if like she stays the opposite of a thief.
She stays your hands. As you get closer, and she says, "Brother, it's enough. In thy cloak and carry me."
I will.
And so there's
I would like people to think that it's the assumption only because of her height, and I'm imagining her to be more kind of contracted, that they probably assume it was Jerem and him doing that. If anybody was to have a wandering eye of that.
Well, she's not that small now.
She's not that small, but at the same time, like he's so big that he's carrying something.
So this is how it goes down.
Mm-hmm.
You get to the docks, which, by the way, this clipper is being navigated by a slave who was bold enough to jump for his freedom.
Oh yeah.
We'll get to them maybe next episode, and I'll start rounding out that. But you have a few new faces who are not going back to they're not going back to the Sahara, and they can't.
Not allowed.
Nope, that would be death if they're lucky. So this gets navigated back up, and then you take your cloak, drape it around her, and there is a cheer when people see you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's muted instantly because they understand that their lady was injured, but that's basically all they know.
Yeah. You would keep the furthest distance that he could from anyone while trying to enter.
They part. They part. And eventually you'll catch up with Wesa, but you have plenty of time to usher that in.
Even yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that's how that goes.
Because I was thinking, I'm like, fit in the same way that he went out to the watchtower, but in the condition she's in, it would make sense.
How sure am I that she actually is the woman that I remember?
The longer you're around her, the more sure you are.
I mean, I will like sniff the wind and do all sorts of things to just
smell her.
Oh no, he's Corey can't do this, but he's like cutting the cards as he's walking, and he's just smiling.
As if reading your thoughts, your older brother puts his hand on your shoulder and says,
"Stop being weird.
It's her."
Thank you, Mahi.
And he nods.
And I would probably say that. I'd probably say that in Daro's fine.
Yeah. So, where do you head to in the keep? Do you want to be like Livia's office, kitchen?
Yeah, because there's also Rutilius' office.
Yeah, that's true. On the ground floor, you could go to Rutilius' office. Remember,
there's a lot more.
A lifetime ago, you confronted him there.
Yeah, I think the kitchen.
The kitchen
feels right.
Okay.
No.
The kitchen.
Hungry.
Are you going to do some baking?
Are you fight back this dragon?
Okay. So you see the interior of the keep. You note how depleted the security is here. And you're now in.
While we're walking, can I assess just in general, just like, I don't know the right, but just understanding the the capabilities in terms of like armor shifting, just understanding kind of.
Assess who?
I mean, you just say Corey, just download the knowledge. In terms of Wesa, first of all, like what is she carrying, and then of course Nalishli, who is this? Because that's a whole separate thing.
You can know as much as what would be realistic. I mean, your character's quite observant, so you could pick up a lot of details, but like you're not going to know obviously that Winter's Harvest is sentient and has all these abilities and shit like that, or that she can throw out rays of
Just a
desiccation.
weird silver-faced looking.
Yeah, no, she's clearly unearthly. I mean, this is not a normal group at all.
Wait, I broke off.
You did break off? Okay.
Gilman's gone. All right.
Okay. At what point?
When it became clear that Nalishu was going to be...
Nalishli's enough. Okay. Do you tell them? Do you do anything? Yeah, you just leave. Okay. You note his departure, and that's
not my business kind of deal.
Okay. Y'all are... So it's Corey's character, who still hasn't been named, is more muscular half-brother, Nalishli, and Wesa.
He's a half brother.
Yeah. The one who had the war staff.
I say brother.
Right,
you
right,
gotta figure that
Yeah.
out.
There's one that looks exactly like you, one that looks kind of like you. That's way bigger.
Okay.
Basically a Nilishli.
And much darker. Yeah.
I just imagine like I would be sitting next to Nalishli
Sure.
with him on the other side and just stare.
Like a battered oak kitchen table, sort of.
Yeah. Stare for quite a moment. I would like to do like
You'd like to break bread and see if you can ensorcel him. No, I'm
I was thinking that.
That's fine.
How about some
a
wine?
perception check. Like,
sure.
what's his temperament? Is he like similar to me, or is he actually very different from me?
Make an insight roll as you're observing him. So they're long moments spent in silent contemplation.
Damn.
You want to play a game?
10.
You're struggling. He seems glib.
Flustered. What?
He seems glib. Flustered.
Glib?
Yeah. But you don't trust your reads right now.
Do I notice any because he's got these cards in his hands?
Yeah, and
but,
he's just like incessantly
but
shuffling.
he seems kind of like limber in life.
Yes.
Like not so tough.
like a little...
Yes, she's a weakling.
I mean, this
That's what he
is
looks
truly
like.
what she. Yeah, I see it, but like, I'm curious. Like,
seeing
is he
it
a
in motion.
warrior? Is he
Right.
like?
He looks so he's a bit over muscled, but then again, you've been around Dragon Boy, who's way over muscled. You would not be surprised though if he was stronger than he looks. Many chosen are deceptively strong.
Does he look nicer than me? Like more innocent?
Who smiles first?
You're really not with the 10. You're really not. You're having a hard time judging these things. You're
How
just.
about Nalishli? Can she judge these?
I don't know.
She's a great reader.
I don't know. Is Nalishli trying to judge these things?
Well, I'm going to look back and forth between Wesa and her brother and see that Wesa's not decided, and kind of re-engage my perception.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. And what are you looking for?
I'm looking for any signs of deception or harm, like if harm will be done.
Okay.
Or desires harm.
Go ahead and make a.
Can we redo that?
What did you get?
Girl.
That's a 0.
Shoot.
You are both people to me. Maybe.
All I see
You
is
are
blood.
alive.
All I see is blood.
I don't have my glasses on. And I'm pretty
What year
sure
is
you're
this?
Could be here, but also maybe not.
Every time that you start to try to run down any sort of analysis tree, all you get is Griff.
You're so focused on Griff.
Such a sad case.
Wait, so will you ask him where Griff is?
Well, he's heading towards the door.
So funny. I'm really here for you, sister, but
How long? I mean, the amount of time where I'm.
Yeah, no, go ahead. You're not going to sit there. Yeah, eventually you're going to, especially this character's.
I don't even know your name, sister.
How do you know she's your sister if you don't know her name?
My father, our father, told me you were here. He hid me from you.
Why?
Yes. He is who he is.
Rubbish. Why?
I don't know why he hid me from you, other than he said he did not want me to leave him.
And yet you did?
After I finally learned
Learned what?
that you're here.
And that was worth leaving him.
Oh, yes.
What's
These
your
answers
name?
don't make sense, Waisa.
He's my brother,
I am Devon.
Devron.
And you are Wesa?
I'm Lisa.
Wesa. This is our brother Mohi, half-brother.
By half. We shared the same father. Different mothers.
I've never seen my father, right?
No.
I would be like kind of scanning the similarities between us all to try to like place my father a little bit.
I mean, Mohi's handsome. His features are harsher than yours. Like a stronger jaw, even than his brother. Kind of broader shoulders, just baseline. But there is a thread there. And through all this kind of robe staffed warrior of some sort has seemed to just keep himself effortlessly composed. He's standing, but there's nothing threatening in the stance. It's more like a great cat at ease and waiting. And he's a respectful distance. He's not right on top of you guys, 10, 15 feet back away from you.
You've haunted my dreams on occasion.
Aye. It's true. Where have you been with father?
I only know of Zaha. It's where I grew. To this day, before I left.
So, what, you joined our people?
There was an opportunity to leave. The great lady offered, and those who wish to seek asylum. And I knew of your existence here.
How did you know I was here?
Father told me. That's all I know. He said he knew for a while. He is...
And remember, Corey, that was like after a year of back and forth with him. It was not easy.
I had to... It was very difficult. I finally beat him in a game of Succession. And he finally revealed what I've been asking. Where is my twin sister? Why did you not let me know about her? He is not a good man.
Oh, really? Then are you a good man?
Define good.
You have to understand, I've waited for this moment for many winters now.
So have I.
But
So my brother.
you are arriving at a very challenging time. And I don't have much to give. I don't know you.
We have time to learn. Time to get to know each other.
I'm willing to do that. But I don't know my father. And if he is as bad as you say, then I must see if that's in you.
He has a strange loyalty to family. That is all.
His family.
At least me. He never hurt me, just everyone else around me. I spent many a time to correct that as much as I could. In private.
The rain that's been threatening for a while now begins to fall in earnest. One of the storms of Juramentum. You hear the screams of the happy laughter and screams of people being rained on now and forced to seek shelter, but happy to do so.
Mm.
And it beats in a steady rhythm upon the keep as you continue this discourse.
I risk my life. My brother's not from Zahar to come. I don't think I can go back easily.
What will Father do if he knows you're here?
Oh, I believe he knows.
Then what should I expect?
He's never, other than the one time I know he's traveled. Has he ever traveled up to Zahar?
Oh, he travels. He travels a fair bit.
Okay.
He just never tells you anything.
Father is like a shadow in the night. Sometimes I know where he's at, sometimes I don't. Put me in charge of the Imperium there. It's an establishment, a store that we own.
Hmm.
That he stole.
That we acquired. Yes.
That he stole.
Understood. So, just to be clear, your presence here brings possible danger from our father. Yes?
I don't know about danger. He's never laid a hand on me.
And everyone around you.
Everyone else, depending on if he saw them as an enemy or an ally.
I think that's enough for now. And she'll just bow. I will see more of you soon.
Of course, sister.
This is him.
Hmm.
It's good to lay eyes on my own flesh and blood. My name is Mohi. I cannot stay, though, long.
Why not?
My mentor, she goes to seek her fate. I must be here with her in battle, far to the east.
Hmm.
Where?
In the burning sands, Silver Lady. Probably outside of Basar, somewhere between Basar and Arbella.
When do you leave?
He looks at his little brother. Soon.
Hopefully before we know that my head gets cut off or not by these people.
I'm staying along that long. Staying around that long. Perhaps you have business?
Perhaps I do.
We will speak.
Hmm.
Your name, Silver Lady?
You can call me Nilly.
Nilly. Then, brother, it is time. And he touches his forehead, bows a little bit, and leaves.
Is there a place for me to stay?
We'll find.
Anywhere. Let's go.
I love it. Okay.
You flourish of you bow, and he turns, flickers his hand, and the cards quickly go back in his pocket, and he walks out.
Tobias.
Yeah. So
the rain begins to come down.
I welcome it. The crush of people.
You can breathe again.
The family dynamics playing out, particularly.
Oof.
You understand?
Yeah, yes.
It's just one too many. And now that people are starting to go into their separate groups, to go into their own shelters, like there's a little bit of atmosphere, there's a little bit of space. And as you say, just like taking in the breath, like his feet have taken him to the place of most space and nature and comfort, which is the arbor. Yeah. And he probably would find himself in a tree and just be.
It would happen that way.
But your twin brother.
But forget everything I just said.
As you get to the arbor, something rather extraordinary occurs. And so, as Lady Lucretia Tarquinia Demisha Vale rallies the city and captures it both with her own force of personality and the now significantly increased dignitas of her ancient blood, as Wesa grapples with this new development of blood and family, as Marcus attends to the anguish of a son who has seen far too much, as Nalishli grapples with the way forward, as Deverin gets not quite the welcome, perhaps, that he had imagined in his dreams, and as Titus has equal measures of bliss and utter agony, we will pause the tale. We will come back to the fellowship in a week.
Ooh.
Y'all, I hope this was coherent. There's a lot of stuff going on tonight. There was a lot to bring in. Please let your voice be heard for most valuable player. It does matter. I keep track of all that stuff. I like to read every single comment and support, and I love to see what is on y'all's mind, what's working, what's not. And to my beautiful table, thank y'all so much for continuing on. It's not easy, and here we frickin' are, okay?
We did it, baby.
So we're here.
To our ever benevolent GM.
We'll see. Chicken with me after next scene.
6 accents tonight alone.
Yes.
Holy cow,
Yeah,
they
it was a
were
lot.
incredible.
All right. As you go about your journey out there, stay safe, stay curious, and try not to get rained on.
Yeah.
Ballet.
Hey, kind of tails.